Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Minnesota Timberwolves video for you guys. Unfortunately, they've fallen out of the 6th seed in the Western Conference with a loss last night to a really talented Dallas Mavericks team. Honestly, I think this is kind of for the best. Now, it is contingent on a couple of things. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is right now the number 3 seed in the Western Conference, Golden State. I feel like I would rather play the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm a little worried that Golden State without Steph Curry, they're going to lose some games, and then you're going to have a team like the Utah Jazz head into that 4th seed. The 3 seed. Now, from Minnesota's standpoint, I'm just trying to find a positive out of it because obviously being guaranteed to be in a 7-game series, that's the ultimate goal. Like the 6th seed is the realistic ultimate goal. But all I'm trying to say here is, let's say Minnesota did finish as the 7th seed, which they're only half a game out of Denver, and with all the critical games left on everybody's schedule to finish out the season with like 10 or so games left, I have full faith, like if Minnesota is going to play good basketball, if they're going to put in the work, like if they're going to get the wins, they're going to get the seed. You know, it should resolve itself. If they don't play good and they lose games, they won't get the seed. It's like relatively straightforward when you think about it. But last night, Minnesota just wasn't on their best game. I don't think they were on their best game. They only shot 40% from the field, not too great. We'll talk a little bit about it, and we'll talk about why I think the 7th seed isn't that bad of a consolation. We'll try and find a positive out of it. Before we do, if you enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for more Wolves content. I've pretty much been posting daily Timberwolves videos for a couple of days now here. I post NBA videos several times a day, so if you enjoy it, hit the like button, drop a sub if you are looking forward to it. We're like 5 subs away from 10.2K, so really appreciate all the love that Wolves Nation has been giving me. Let's try and get 108 likes on today's video for the 108 points that they scored last night, but essentially what I'm trying to get at here is, let's say Memphis finishes as the 2 seed. Well, I'm not afraid of Memphis. I just really am not afraid of Memphis. Now, 3 years down the line, I think I'm going to be absolutely terrified of the Memphis Grizzlies if they just get like another superstar, or if they just get another superstar. If they just get another star, I feel like their team dynamic changes entirely. They're a top defense, they're top offense, and they shouldn't be taken lightly. The thing is, Minnesota's just got that chip on their shoulder that I think that they could come in there, they could come into Memphis in a 7-game series if you get the 7th seed, and I think they could knock them out. I really believe the Wolves could knock out the Grizzlies in the first round of the playoffs. My bold prediction actually of the season right now is that the Memphis Grizzlies, whoever they play in the first round of the playoff, I think they'll get knocked. So Minnesota last night, the good news on Minnesota Sand, 110 points given up last night, which I know might not sound too good, but to be honest, in today's day and age in the NBA, the fast-paced three-point shooting era that we're in, that's pretty solid. I mean, that's not too bad whatsoever. It really just was the offense last night. Karl-Anthony Towns, 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. The bad news is Dwight Powell did go for 22 points on 8 of 8 shooting, so that's something you don't really like to see, because when has Dwight Powell ever gone for 22 on 8 of 8 shooting? I don't know. The answer is probably never. No disrespect to Dwight Powell, but like, throw some bigger bodies on him. Anthony Edwards last night, 19.6 rebounds, 3 assists. D'Angelo Russell, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and then like I said, they shot 40% from the field. But I thought the defense was really improved. You know, I held Luka to only 15. I think that's a huge deal. Shout out Pat Bev, shout out D'Lo, holding it down, holding the backcourt down, holding Luka Doncic to 15 points on 5 of 17 shooting. I would say that's a massive success. You're back at home Wednesday against the Phoenix Suns. That's going to be a telling game, in my opinion. I actually saw some rumors that Chris Paul might be coming back this week. I'm not the biggest Chris Paul fan. I really hope he's not back. But if he is back, then you gotta not. I guess Cam's still out. The Suns still have some players out, some critical starters and bench players out. But I would say Phoenix is a big game, man. I think that's going to tell me a lot about this Minnesota team. Is like, all right, yeah, Minnesota's been red hot second half of the season. they've been red hot recently. Just took a tough one possession loss, which, by the way, last night's ending is stupid. It's stupid. Pat Bev did all he could. I hate teams that foul when you're up 3 and you're just fouling. I'm like, I hate it so much, but whatever. Anyways, I think it's going to tell us a lot. This team just lost a game, but granted, it's on the road, and it was one possession, and they didn't have a good offensive night. They just straight up didn't have a great offensive night. And so if they can bounce back, coming back home and have an efficient game both offensively and defensively against the number 1 seed in the Phoenix Suns, not only is that a huge win to help you get back into the 6th seed, but I would say that's a huge morale win. I think one of the most underrated parts about the Minnesota Timberwolves is Target Center. I really do. The atmosphere there, whenever I watched Minnesota Timberwolves games, is through the roof. Like, it's pretty much start to finish. They always look sold out, or if they're not sold out, they're like just barely not sold out. I would imagine they are getting sold out. Like, the energy, the fans, the vibe, it's all there. It's playoff atmosphere basketball the whole game, every single game. And I think that's really going to pay off dividends come playoff time, not only when you're at home and you have that 6-man kind of behind you supporting you, but also when you're playing on the road. Like, all right, Minnesota maybe wasn't supposed to be this good of a seed this season. So some of these guys are on uncharted waters. They're in uncharted territories. I'm talking more about like Anthony Edwards, like not necessarily like Cat or D'Lo. What I'm trying to say is, though, translation-wise, I think come playoff time, all of these guys are going to be cool, calm, and composed because they're playing really tight, critical games. And even last night's basketball game, I mean, as ugly as it was at times, especially, it was the game of the night. I mean, that was my game of the night. I watched a handful of games last night, and that was the most entertaining game that I watched. These defenses are stepping up. Crowds are coming alive. Like, all of these other situations are becoming a lot more consistent because we're playing playoff basketball. The playoffs haven't officially started, but games like last night, they have a playoff feel. There's just this playoff vibe, and I would imagine the same thing's going to happen tomorrow night against Phoenix at home at Target. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. But like I said, I still think if Minnesota was able to, and the play-in tournament's tough. That's what's tough, is you never really know how the play-in's going to go, especially we have no idea how it's going to go, even just like format-wise. Or it's just not a great situation, in my opinion. Minnesota, the way their season's gone, they deserve to be the 7th seed right now, and they deserve to be in the playoffs, but that's not how it is, which is stupid. But let's say they get the 7th seed. I think they'll take Memphis down. At the same time, I think this is a team that can take Utah down, Golden State. Like, they can shock some teams. So if you enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. Once again, let's try and hit 108 likes on today's video. Likes, comments, they're huge for the algorithm. As like I said, we're about 5 subs away from 10.2K. So I appreciate you guys a lot.